Welcome to Revenge Chronicles. Hello to all our loyal viewers and a warm welcome to anyone joining us for the first time. Today's story will take you through one of the most devastating betrayals imaginable, when the person you trust most destroys not just your happiness, but your entire future. Some secrets burn deeper than any fire, and some revenge is worth waiting years to achieve. Let's dive into Sarah's story. The smell of smoke still haunts my dreams 3 years later. Not the cozy campfire smell or even the acrid scent of a house fire, but that specific chemical burn of accelerant mixed with ash and dreams turning to nothing. I'm Sarah, and I need to tell you about my cousin Emma and how she murdered the love of my life. It started as the perfect love story. Michael and I had been together for 4 years, and he'd just proposed on Christmas morning in front of our families. Emma was there, smiling and hugging me, telling everyone how happy she was for us. She even helped me pick out wedding venues. Michael was everything I'd ever wanted. He was kind, funny, and had this way of making me feel like I was the most important person in the world. He worked in construction and had saved every penny to buy us a little house on Maple Street, nothing fancy, but it was ours. We spent weekends painting walls and planning our future. Emma had always been the golden child in our family. Beautiful, charming, used to getting whatever she wanted. We'd grown up together, more like sisters than cousins. I trusted her completely. The first red flag should have been how interested she became in our renovation plans. She'd show up unannounced, always when Michael was there working. She'd bring him coffee, ask detailed questions about the electrical work, laugh a little too long at his jokes. "She's just being friendly," Michael would say when I mentioned it. "You're overthinking things, babe." But I wasn't overthinking anything. I was just too naive to see what was happening. The night before our housewarming party, Michael texted me that he was going to stay late to finish the kitchen cabinets. He wanted everything perfect for our guests. That was Michael, always trying to make things special. I found his body the next morning. The fire department said it started in the kitchen around 2 a.m. Electrical fire, they claimed. Michael had been overcome by smoke while trying to escape. The house was completely destroyed. Emma was at the scene before I was, somehow. She held me while I screamed, whispering that everything would be okay. She helped plan the funeral, organized the flowers, even spoke at the service about how much Michael had loved me. But something felt wrong. Michael was an electrician before he got into construction. He would never have made a mistake with wiring. And why hadn't he called me? His phone was found melted, but the call logs showed no outgoing calls after 11 p.m. The insurance investigation took months. They found traces of accelerant but couldn't prove arson. The case went cold. Everyone told me to move on, to grieve and heal. Everyone except my gut, which kept screaming that someone had killed Michael. I moved back in with my parents for a year, barely functional. Emma was my constant companion, always checking on me, bringing me food, staying overnight when the nightmares got bad. She was the perfect grieving cousin. But Emma made one mistake. She got cocky. 2 years after Michael's death, we were cleaning out my parents' attic when Emma's purse fell over. Papers scattered everywhere, and I bent to help collect them. That's when I saw it, a receipt from Home Depot, dated the day before the fire. She'd bought a 5-gallon container of mineral spirits. My blood went cold. "Emma, what's this receipt for?" She snatched it away, laughing nervously. "Oh, that's old. I was helping Dad refinish some furniture." But I knew Uncle Tom hadn't refinished anything in years. His arthritis was too bad. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. Emma had moved into a beautiful new apartment 6 months after Michael died. She claimed it was an inheritance from a great-aunt, but when I looked up property records, she'd paid cash. $200,000 cash. She'd also quit her part-time retail job and was somehow supporting herself without any visible income. New clothes, expensive dinners, weekend trips to the city. But the thing that really broke my heart? I found photos on her social media from 6 months before Michael's death. Photos of her and Michael together that I'd never seen. At coffee shops, walking through the park, sitting in his truck. They'd been meeting in secret for months before he died. I spent the next year building my case like a detective. I learned everything about arson investigation, insurance fraud, and evidence collection. I got copies of phone records, credit card statements, even traffic camera footage from that night. The picture that emerged was devastating. Emma hadn't just killed Michael, she'd been planning it for months. The phone records showed dozens of calls between them in the weeks before the fire. The traffic cameras caught her car driving past our house at 1:45 a.m. the night he died. She'd even taken out a life insurance policy on Michael 3 months earlier, listing herself as the beneficiary by claiming they were engaged. She'd forged his signature. But here's the thing about sociopaths, they can't help but gloat. Emma started dropping hints, thinking she was safe. She'd make comments about how Michael never really appreciated me, how he'd confided in her about having doubts about our relationship. All lies, but revealing ones. The breakthrough came when I found Michael's backup phone in his truck, which had been stored at his brother's house. Emma didn't know about this phone. The text messages told the whole story. Emma had been seducing Michael for months, telling him I was cheating, that I didn't really love him. She convinced him to meet her the night he died, claiming she had proof of my infidelity. The last text he sent was to her, "Sarah would never cheat. I shouldn't have come here. This is wrong." Her response, "It's too late now." I took everything to the police. Detective Morrison, who'd worked the original case, looked over my evidence for 3 days. On Thursday morning, he called me. "Sarah, this is enough for an arrest warrant." They found Emma at her apartment, packing for what looked like a permanent vacation. When they searched her place, they discovered she'd kept trophies, photos of the burned house, newspaper clippings about Michael's death, even a piece of charred wood from our kitchen. She'd been savoring her victory for 3 years. At the trial, the evidence was overwhelming. The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours. Emma was convicted of first-degree murder and arson. She got life without parole. But you know what really gave me closure? Her reaction when the verdict was read. She looked straight at me and said, "He never loved you anyway. He told me so." Even facing life in prison, she couldn't resist one last attempt to hurt me. That's when I knew with absolute certainty that I'd done the right thing. Michael's brother spoke at the sentencing. He said something I'll never forget: "Justice delayed isn't justice denied. Sometimes it's just justice taking the time to get it right." Emma destroyed my house, murdered my fiancé, and stole 3 years of my life. But she didn't win. She couldn't destroy the love Michael and I had, or my determination to see her pay for what she'd done. I've rebuilt my life now. I have a new house, a career in victim advocacy, and I'm even dating again, a wonderful man who understands my story and loves me despite the scars. Emma sits in a cell, and I sleep peacefully knowing Michael's killer finally faced justice. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe to Revenge Chronicles for more stories of justice and healing. Your support helps us share these important tales of resilience and truth. Sometimes the best revenge is simply refusing to let evil win. Sometimes it's making sure the truth comes to light, no matter how long it takes. Thank you for watching this entire video and allowing me to share Michael's story. Please check out our other videos where ordinary people refuse to let injustice have the final word.